Let's carry on your football action right here in the Philippines Football League 2024-2025 season. And we are opening our doubleheader here at the Binyan Football Stadium with Loyola FC taking on Stallion Laguna. A big thank you for joining us right here on matchday.ph. This is Clara Manzano, your commentator for this match. And of course, the name of the game again is to win or not just win, but stay in the top four. Stallion Laguna are out, of course, and it's been so far so good. Or Stallion Laguna out to bounce or carry on that momentum. So far, so good for them. And as you see, our games today after this curtain raiser between Loyola and Stallion, we've got Manila Digger and Davao Aguilas UMAC for our main event to conclude the weekend. That's our 7 p.m. matchup. And as we've mentioned, of course, Stallion Laguna are out to carry on their winning ways. Loyola FC out to bounce back. And it is essential, of course, because even getting a draw could hurt you, come to think of it. And there you go. Let's take a look at our league table. Kaya FC dictating the pace once more. And they did lose to Manila Digger, actually. Hence, Digger took the lead for a bit, but Kaya had a match in hand. And as we've said, Stallion Laguna out to continue on winning ways because they are in the top four. But there is a pack of teams right behind them. But here's a look at Loyola. They are outside looking in when it comes to making the final series. So they need to bounce back. And in their last two games, it just so happens they played back-to-back games against Wantagig FC. They're unable to bag a win. And we did see the frustration of their fans. So it is important to bounce back and not get into the black hole, you could say, of losing here and there. It's all to play for again, as we've said. Goal difference, a tiebreaker just in case, as we'll head over to our starting lineups in a bit. And here is the starting 11 of Coach Roxy Darlas. It is a 4-4-2 formation. Plenty of usual suspects, but there are changes with Kurt Dizon now starting as opposed to last game. Maki Tobias also getting the nod. He did come off the bench last time, and as expected, Jesse Samblante will man the posts for Loyola FC. They will be in their blue uniforms today. We can head over to Stallion Laguna, the home side, but they are listed here as the visiting team because Binyan has become the centralized venue right here for your action in the PFL in this second half. And it is a 3-4-3 formation. Ricky Senja, as expected, will be that holding midfielder, and Takatoku will be that attacking midfielder. Sea-Dog Schaffner and Koi will be playing the wing-back positions. And Charles Pickering is getting a start here. Oftentimes, as of late, he's been coming off the bench. Fahmi Ibrahim will be on the left wing. Babe Placito will be starting at center back, his usual position. Roberto Llamas, the American El Salvadorian, is their goalkeeper. He is the usual starter for them. As it is match number 73 right here, and we are going to take it to the pitch for our pre-match ceremonies.
And Stallion Laguna FC.
Ikaw nag-soundcheck kanina?
Wala, kanina. Ito yung sound.
Hindi. For monitor.
Monitor.
Yun lang. Dapat naka-on siya. Let's take a look at our match officials for this afternoon in our curtain raiser today at the Binyan Football Stadium. Si John Mike Basiano ay ang referee natin ngayon. Ang kanyang linesmen ay sila Brian Buergo and Kim Zoren Abuel. Ang fourth official ay si Samuel Mendoza. Si Christian Dale Soriano ay ang referee assessor. At ang match commissioner natin ay si Markian Baldo. Mga team captains natin, Kurt Dizon for Loyola FC. This is the very stadium where he scored the inaugural goal of the Philippines Football League, donning the number 19 jersey, and Matt Nieras dito naman sa Stallion. The home side, as we've said, but here is a look at Loyola FC. And they're in triple blue or all blue, as you see. Laguna in all white. Charles Pickering will kick off this game, and he is getting a start after mainly being that starting wingback for Coach Ernie Nieras in that 3-4-3 formation last PFL season. And Pickering was relegated to the bench with a great number of players coming in. Pickering is a homegrown player who did grow up here in the Philippines. We also see Fahmi Ibrahim in prayer as we are about to kick off this match. We're just waiting for the clock to strike 4 p.m. to be exact. That's how it works, of course, in football. Things being on the dot as much as possible, especially in international matches. So glad you could join us again right here on matchday.ph for your action again of local football. This is Claro Manzano, your commentator for this game. And you do see over at the other side, the score is not 2-0. Well, we are goalless because we are only kicking off the match now. There you go. Stallion Laguna kicked it off. And Pinto was getting aggressive. Same goes for Burnett because they want to bounce back from that loss last Wednesday. Nieras got it. Sendra. Takatoku hit it out wide. And was floored by Burnett. That is Coy. Robert Coy to be exact, donning the number 73 here for Stallion. And just like that, it is a free kick from Finn McDaniel range. He's been known, or he's gotten known for his ability to blast the ball from distance. Will he get Stallion Laguna a strong start here? Let's find out. And he could not drill it past the keeper. Not the best of efforts from Finn McDaniel. It will continue. Loyola in the 4-4-2 again with Stallion in the 3-4-3. Abe Placito back at his primary position of center back. At times you'd see him playing the midfield too. Burnett out wide, Andrade. But Loyola not in the same page there as Roberto Llamas had to clear it. It was sent though to the opposing side. Pinto got it here to the middle. Playing it through now. Koki Narita could not connect though. And with that, Llamas will just get Rico and Des to go his way. Llamas to Ibrahim. It seems Fahmi Ibrahim did hit Morimoto though. It's outside of the box. I believe Belgira was held on to by Narita. But Morimoto intercepted that ball. Ricky Sendra collects. Out wide to Kue. Taking on Vitualia. Pinto. Getting it to Rico Andes. Andes, the team's leading scorer again. But goalless as of late, or has been relatively dry when it comes to his form. And with that, it is a corner kick here. getting it to Rico Andes. Andes, the team's
leading scorer again. But goalless as of late, or
I'm not
has
so sure what
been
went on there. Well, Loyola taking their time to set that up. It seems as if Vitualia forgot there was a corner kick, or it was delayed because they were looking for a ball. And he will send it with his left off the head of Pickering. And Morimoto collected. Both teams are disorganized because of that corner. And now we expect them to set up or line up with their respective formations. Andrade. Koichi Belgira clears it. Charles Pickering, he's got Burnett on him. A collision, what's the call? It is against Pickering. It's Loyola putting the ball in the danger area as of late. If they can keep this up, they could get something out of this. They look to get a shot on target, of course. Challenge the keeper. You want quality shots after all. Takatoko intercepted. I spoke too soon. Pinto got to win it with his might. It is Rico Andes out wide. He's got Placito trying to mark him and getting in his way. And Mr. Incredible gets it to Ibrahim. Fami as well with his ball control. Stallion will build up now from the back. Roberto Llamas just taking his time, given that Loyola did get a spell with the ball. Vitualia under some pressure from Koi. Koi, it seems one of the newer players of Stallion, getting a run. When we talk about getting a run, that's getting playing time, improving yourself on the pitch. This one ping-ponging around. Kurt Dizon shifted to the middle. Dizon using his veteran instinct. Placito cleared. Nieras got to back heel it though to Ricky Sentra. But it will still stay with the team in blue. Is that the case? We saw the referee point the attacking direction of Loyola. But it was Stallion who took the throw in. Some pressure being piled up on Placito. Nieras. Koi tried to turn. Burnett did get it though. This 4-4-2 has allowed Loyola to bring the ball up quickly. But here's some pressure from Pickering. Pickering playing in the striker role. That is his natural or primary position. We saw him get shifted to a number of positions, fullback and wingback in the previous years. As it's over with Sea Dog. He'll take it, but he's denied at the bottom corner. Close one for Schaffner. There's a look at Sea Dog Schaffner. To take that attempt that was on target. Great stop also from Semblante. But it's into the gloves here of the keeper. Stallion unable to utilize that chance. Koki Narita knocks it wide. Andrade. Narita was making a run for it. Mr. Incredible was asking for an offside, but it rolled out for a Roberto Llamas goal kick. We say Stallion again out to continue winning ways or get back on track because it was a draw for Laguna when you look at their previous results. As here's Charles Pickering, got to chest it. And Maki Tobias got to poke it. Quay, Finn McDaniel drills it in. They made Loyola pay the price. Finn McDaniel draws first blood, no surprise. That's goal number 10 for Finn McDaniel this season. And he elevates from third place up to joint second place with Shuto Komaki. Here's a look again, the assist from Koi, finding Finn. Charles Pickering also put in the work to make that possible.
Goal for Stallion Laguna FC. Player number 8, Griffin Connor McDaniel.
Here's a look at our goal scorer, Finn McDaniel. A strong start again, as we've said. Pickering listed as a wing player here. But he is playing up front. And then Finn McDaniel in the attacking mid position from the looks of it. Nieras sent this one out though. Oftentimes we do get a formation from Stallion and we'd see some players shuffled here and there, and it will be slightly different from what you see on the pitch. Fahmi Ibrahim, the probing run. See Doug Schaffner slid to deny that ball. As Loyola were looking to play their skipper Kurt Dizon. Let's hold on because there's an extra ball on the pitch. We were talking about previous results earlier. Both teams have to get back to winning ways. Stallion and Laguna, they'd rack up a 1-1 draw versus Davao Aguilas. Abe Placito did get to score, but same goes for Gabriel Costa of Davao. Hence their goals have to cancel the other route. But Stallion, right before that draw versus Davao Aguilas, they bag a 6-0 win versus Menjola FC. Goal scoring came from everywhere in that game. Here comes Christian Schaffner. Got to cut it back, but it came off a defender. Let's remember that Schaffner did get a quality shot on target right at the bottom corner, but Jesse Semblante came up with a greater effort for the stop. Here comes that ball in. Is it going to be a corner again? It will be a goal kick for Loyola. It's been a mixed bag of results actually for Stallion as of late, but nonetheless, they are inside the top 4. So in their last 5 games, when we talk about Laguna, they've racked up 2 wins, 2 draws, and a loss. The draws were against Davao Aguilas and Maharlika Taguig, 2 lower ranked teams. They did enter that game as the favored squad. And Stallion also won or picked up their wins versus Menjola and the youth national team. The lone loss coming at the expense of one Taguig. And what was a dramatic game. Here comes the corner kick. Almost, but not quite. A Placito got his head to it. Let's take a look at that again. As expected, there's the chemistry between Finn McDaniel and A Placito. Great delivery from Finn as he set up Placito, who just towers above most PFL players. Anderson, the Mongolian international. Pinto to Vitualia. Pinto up against Ricky Sendra. Those two players could actually spell the difference in this game. They are the central midfielders after all. Well, here came quite the chase, but it is out. Traffic once more will go the way of Loyola FC, who are playing from left to right. They're in all blue. Stallion Laguna in all white, playing from right to left, currently behind the ball. Let's recall the Philippine men's national football team will be playing in New Clark City on March 25. That will mark the first game for our men's national team to play at that very venue, which also hosted the athletics events of the Southeast Asian Games. Anderson. No press there. But there's a great effort to find Morimoto. Doug Schaffner bodied him up, but it is going the way of Pinto. Out wide to Andrade. Pinto got to facilitate there. It's about decision making now here with the ball for Loyola. Burnett, but it was blocked by Nieras. Finn McDaniel up against Anderson. Starting a foot race. Got to cut it back. Numbers weren't there. It's with Morimoto again. They've been trying to go through him also. Morimoto's been connecting with Pinto. Pinto versus Schaffner. Maki Tobias. Kurt Dizon. Well, here's Koichi Belgira. I'm not so sure if they actually reached one another in Loyola back in the day. Well, Koichi did play for that squad also back in their golden years, as we have our first cooling break of the afternoon. So with this, we are expecting a cooling break in the 30th minute, as is the case for our first games of the day. And it's 1-0 again, thanks to Finn McDaniel. And he did get to score, of course, thanks to the assist from Koi. Doug Schaffner tried to cut it back at that point in time. Then Finn McDaniel in the replay, as you see, gave a quality ball. Placito came really close to converting. And let's look at the number of players actually who are listed as not playing. Pete Forosuelo is serving a suspension. He did get a red card in that last game. It was an unnecessary red card, but the emotions got the best of him. And not playing for this stacked Stallion squad, there's OJ Porteria. Juan Galeana Trujillo, or it's Trujillo, as I did hear the McDaniels call him. Juan Galeana Trujillo is injured. There's also no Watanabe, no Mauro Acot, Zhang, Azim Zare, and Canicosa Libre. That's MJ Canicosa Libre. And MJ is nursing an injury also in his foot. Schaffner versus Pinto. Using his ball control there. Burnett to support. Ricky Sendra. Sendra did his job and intercepted. It's it to Koi. Just running past Andrade. Hit the brakes. Low cross was read well by the defense. But Stallion will stretch the opposing defense. Koichi Belgira. Over to Fami Ibrahim. The quick burst. The cross with his right. Koi couldn't play. Finn. Ricky Sendra. It came off a defender. Open goal. I believe Charles Pickering took a hit. It's Placito versus Andres. Let's see how the American defender will handle it against Rico, who is not backing down from this challenge. Well, you love the sportsmanship between the two. They're playing tough, not rough. Well, I may have to take that back. I saw some shirt pulling. Rico and Des may have taken a Placito with him at that point in time. And because of that, play will resume at the back with Koichi Belgira. Now it's a foul against Rico. With Rico and Des being a former FEU Tamaraw, he's got that grit in him. Maki Tobias, speaking of FEU, he did come from FEU Diliman's football program and then played for the UP Fighting Maroons in the seniors or college level. And Tobias did get a championship in the UAP and a second place finish. Ricky Senja. Finn couldn't knock it wide. Vitwalia. Just came off of Kawhi there. Well, it's outside and off to the track oval. And our tarps across on the other side now reflect the correct score. There's a slight error earlier. And as play was resumed, here is a foul committed against Loyola. Newcomer Robert Coy is from Accra, Ghana, as is the case for a great number of players from Ghana, actually. There's a Ghanaian influence from Coach Sam Bonney. Coach Sam Bonney is an assistant to Coach Ernie, of course, in Laguna. Here comes the ball into the goalkeeper box. A Placito could not secure. Mataka Toku got this into the goalkeeper area of Semblante, and no problem. Well, up for the volley now, but to no avail. Pickering, but second ball was secured by Morimoto. Burnett versus Charles. Fahmi Ibrahim. I think that's the whistle or the foul because of the high boot. Tobias slid it over to Anderson. It seemed he got to find a gap in the defense, but it was read well by Placito. Still with it though, has to release. Belgira. Morimoto charged up, but it's wide to Sea Dog Schaffner. Dizon did use that sideline as an extra defender and pushed Sea Dog there. Ricky Senja trying to be fancy. Vitwalia read that. Yuki Takatoku. Loyola wanted a whistle there. Out to Robert wide. Anderson got to get it to Semblante. Headed over now. Andrade facing resistance. Vitwalia. Same is the case. Kurt Dizon, only fitting that he has the captain's armband. Dizon versus Schaffner. Got to thread the needle. Koki Narita. Andrade. Ibrahim. Ibrahim showing us his ability with the ball as it's headed to Burnett. Schaffner with the clearance. He just wanted to get it out of there. Or he just wanted to get it to the more comfortable area, which is their attacking third. But it's Loyola now controlling things. But it's Laguna who lead again 1-0 thanks to Finn McDaniel. Kurt Dizon playing narrow. Morimoto has that right back. Dizon. Pinto. Burnett. Got to dribble past one. Gave it back to him. Morimoto, they're playing through Burnett at that point. Can Kurt Dizon keep it in? That's the case. They get to stretch the defense. There's support too from Morimoto as Dizon launched the cross. The header is off target though by Andes. But it's a shot that Loyola got to put up. Well, let's see how they'll continue to grow in this game. We did get to run through the previous results of Stallion earlier. Let's take a look at Loyola FC's. But it's been rough sailing for Loyola as of late. There's a foul, as it will still stay with the team in blue. So we assess the last 5 matches of Loyola FC. Let's recall there was that 1-0 victory over Davao last February 8, 2025. Koki Narita got to score off the assist of Sudo. And then after that, Loyola did carry on. Loyola did carry on their winning ways and got a 1-0 victory. Speaking of victories, they're back in the driver's seat thanks to that goal. Just like that. Their fans out in support are enjoying it. And you gotta credit Koki Narita for getting them on the scoreboard. And we saw the back line of Stallion was looking sluggish. And Koki Narita made them pay the price. Quality ball from Morimoto. And Stallion's defense out of sync. Looking sluggish as we've said. And there came Koki Narita to pounce. And with that, it is a cooling break. Right before, or that goal was right before the cooling break. Referees, of course, will not stop the clock or stop the game right in the middle of an attacking play. Well, let's go back to what we were talking about. Also, after that win of Loyola versus Davao last February 8, they did actually bag back-to-back wins because they got to defeat Maharlika Taguig also 1-0. Minjola FC, because Hamed Hajimani got to score a penalty, the lone goal. That upset did hurt Loyola's momentum because they did lose back-to-back games afterwards. Or sorry, let's put it this way. After losing to Minjola, Loyola lost 2 more games and now they're in a 3-game winless run. But will that change now? We will find out. Because it's still a similar trend, and that may change now. When Loyola are able to hold their opponents, or Loyola, when Loyola are able to bag wins, they also get the clean sheet to hold their opponents scoreless. But in games where they concede, they would oftentimes lose. That's been the trend in their last games. We say this because sometimes teams would win, or oftentimes teams would win while picking up a clean sheet, or while not picking up a clean sheet. As that Finn McDaniel shot was denied, it will be a corner kick though for Stallion. So those are the numbers. As of late, Loyola's been losing in games wherein they would not be able to hold a clean sheet. And totally the opposite. And speaking of clean sheets, or goalkeeper stops, Fami Ibrahim got denied by Jesse Semblante. But of course, these players aren't just talking about the trends that we mentioned. A win is a win, clean sheet or no clean sheet. But almost at point blank there. It will be a corner once more. The pressure piling up. Loyola earned that goal earlier after constantly putting pressure on the defense of Roberto Llamas and Stallion. And now Laguna will try to answer back. Centro made a run for it. And there was the defensive header. Third straight corner now. In swinger again. Takatoku. Cleared out by Kurt Dizon. Rico Andes knocked it to Narita wide. Andes making a run for it versus Koichi Belgira. Rico got his head to it. Llamas off his line. It's with Rico. Open goal. Matt Nieras gets to clear it. Schaffner to chase. This game opening up now. This one rolls out of play. Let's take a look at this. A lovely counter-attack from Loyola FC. Andes, they get to head it forward. Roberto Llamas collided with his defender Koichi Belgira. Defenders are aware that their goalkeepers have that license to just move forward. But it resumes, it will go the way of Stallion. Taken down the line. There's a fall from Ibrahim. And just like that, it is a foul that will go the way of Loyola FC. This game has been blown wide open. It's been that hot and cold trend of sorts for Loyola. There'll be times they'd be switched on when we talk about the way when we talk about their performance and their ability to bag wins. And there'll be times they'll be cold. As of late again, as we've said, a 3-game winless run. Here's Finn McDaniel. Flag stays down. What a spectacular stop from Semblante. Loyola wanted an offside though, but it seemed good from our vantage point. So Stallion took it quickly. Ibrahim from Schaffner. Fami. Came off of Kurt Dizon. It'll be a throw in again there from the left wing. Here's Ricky Sendra getting the ball to Takatoku. And Finn McDaniel got to break free, but stopped by the keeper. The throw in from Sea-Dog Schaffner. Takatoku telling them to get it to Ibrahim. Or maybe to Pickering here. It's a foul here, not an offside. The foul is against Fami Ibrahim. It'll be Semblante. Get some good distance there, although even if they are playing against the wind. That's one of the challenges of playing in Binyan. Kurt Dizon's captain's armband is loose. At least of his priorities while he was with or in possession of the ball. But it's okay now for Dizon. Takatoku intercepted in the midfield. Kurt. Pinto. Anderson. Vitualia. Playing it long to Koki Narita. Placito knocked that one out though. So despite of what I said earlier, I'll have to make a slight correction because that trend of Loyola somewhat changed. Oh no, I beg your pardon. Not the case. We were saying that Loyola are held scoreless in all the games that they would lose. But in all the games that they'd win, they're able to bag clean sheets. We say this because there are times where teams would be able to win without bagging any clean sheets. The last game of Loyola was a 5-1 loss to Taguig FC. And Kokinaneta also scored their own goal, their lone goal of the assist of Sodo. That's Kazuha Sodo to be precise. And Stallion Laguna, on the other hand, coming off that 1-1 draw with Davao. The 1-1 draw again of Stallion Laguna with Davao was last March 9. Placito did score. Gabriel Costa also got to score as it was a 1-all draw, as we've said. Here comes Rico Andes. It came off of Placito though. If you're Stallion, you'll take that because Placito or the speed of that ball was neutralized by Abe. Oftentimes deflections could just be a disaster because your keeper's anticipating the ball and next thing you know, it's going the other way. Well, Placito did enough to get the stop. Here's a look at that. Again, Rico Andes had space to shoot. And it came off the boot of Placito. But Roberto Llamas was thankful that Placito did get to remove any of the speed again on that ball. Pinto. And with that ball bouncing, Takatoku did get to recover. As I say, recover. Rico Andes got to win it. Andrade versus Placito. And here's Roberto Llamas with a stop. A collision though between Andrade and Placito. And that's why play is going to be stopped first. Here's a look at that last play. And Placito just closing down the angle. The shot was taken, and right when Llamas secured, the two got into a collision. Belguera plays it back to Llamas. As we've said last time also, Roberto Llamas, with him also having El Salvadorian citizenship to go with American citizenship. He is friends with Philippines international Javi Mariona. Yes, Javi Mariona, other than being Filipino, has American and El Salvadorian roots or citizenship too. And hence that connection. Llamas did say he was trying to convince Javi Mariona to come and play in the Philippines Football League. Speaking of Javi Mariona, the Philippine men's national football team will be playing on March 25 at the New Clark City Stadium. And there is an error from Laguna as Dizon was shifting direction quickly. I think they'll need to change that captain's armband as Placito got the stop. And it is a goal kick here for Llamas. Coach Ernie livid. Right when Loyola, or right when Koichi lost that ball, there was something he wasn't happy with one of his players. You could hear Coach Ernie saying, yes, one of his players here does not want to play. We'll find out who that exact player is. Once there's the sub that's made, we're anticipating a sub, given some of the movement that we saw. Throw in taken quickly by Nieras. He couldn't get it though to Pickering because Vitualia stood in the way. And we do see our friends or the roadside crew catching the game. It's free to catch it, to catch the games here at the Binyan Football Stadium over at Roadside. But if you want the vantage point in the shade of the grandstand, it's 150 pesos. Sendra bringing it forward. That shot lacking power though, but on target. With momentum going the way of Loyola, seemed logical from Semblante to start a counter-attack. But as we say that, there was the stop from Stallion. Pickering knocked it to Ibrahim. Fami, slowly but surely, evaded Morimoto. Ran into traffic. Pinto. Placito. Knocks it to Llamas. Narita. Llamas had to desperately get it out. What a game it's been here. Both teams just needed to score one each to get fired up. You could also put it the other way. Both teams had to concede to get fired up in this game. Sometimes that's just what it takes. But that is an expensive price, as we always say. And there was a foul here. A foul throw, it seems. And then a warning given to Morimoto because of how he resented that call from our referee. Our referee again is John Mike Basinang. And Placito will bring it up now as he got it from Llamas. It's a 3-4-3 formation here for Stallion. Placito, no stranger to being that central defender in a back three, given that is the system he played in also while he was in college in the United States. Quay, there was a fall. Nothing there. Coach Ernie just holds on to his head here. Holds on to his head as here's a counter-attack. Belgira did get to hold of Narita. Charles Pickering versus Burnett. Out wide to Robert Quay. Ricky Sendra in the middle, pushing the back line down. They got to cut it back as Philip Anderson read that. Takatoku to Schaffner. But Sea Dog got beaten. Morimoto slowing it down. Dizon got beaten by Takatoku. Pickering over to Ibrahim. Will he dribble it up or find a teammate to pass back to? Seems he wanted to do it prior. Anderson just hit it out again to the wing. The play stopped because of Dizon down on the pitch. It's been a bit of a struggle as of late for Kurt Dizon. But he's shaking up right now. It's become a de facto cooling break as a result of Kurt Dizon getting treatment on the pitch. But Dizon's back on his feet and is still slow to get up. There's a bit of the limp as you see. And what we mentioned earlier with Coach Ernie being unhappy, we thought he was going to pull the trigger and make a sub. That sub hasn't been made, but we do see Del Mundo warming up. Some adjustments being made also, not just by Coach Ernie, but also by Coach Samboni. Coach Samboni, the head coach of Southridge in the high school level, as we got to see also with the football community being a closely knitted one. But you see Dizon at the bottom right of your screens. He's okay. And out of fair play, Loyola returned the ball to Stallion because Kurt Dizon was down. Stallion Laguna put the ball out of play to stop the game. That resulted to a Loyola throw in, and they returned the ball because they pretty much want to resume things at status quo. Fair play again, an unwritten rule, and it's more an ethics in the game, you could say. As Sandra could not connect with Quay on the right wing. You could see that frustration mounting from Sandra and Stallion. Loyola seem like but it seems like Loyola will be happy to take this 1-all scoreline heading into the halftime break. Throw in taken. Matnieras was deemed to have gained an advantage by running too far on the sideline. But it's a counter-attack, and it was definitely offside. There's the whistle. Things would have been a bit different if the back line of Stallion Laguna was past the half line. In that instance, there wouldn't be offside. Offside pretty much starts at that half line, or the implementation of offside starts at the half line on the pitch. Schaffner. Placito. Matnieras, the right center back. Robert Coy couldn't secure. He's been struggling as of late. Pinto. The Schaffner went inside to win it their way. But Pickering couldn't get it to Sea Dog. And here was the fall from Kurt Dizon, who is not happy with that. Let's take a look at that, and that is where Loyola will be resuming play right at the middle of the pitch, or the middle of the pitch. You're catching this game on matchday.ph. So glad you could join us right here again. This is Claro Manzano, your commentator. Other than our doubleheader right here, let's remember that Dynamic Herb Cebu and Maharlika Taguig will square off later, as the shot was saved at the near post by Liamas. What an effort from Morimoto. 4 minutes of additional time. Liamas had to punch that out. Here comes Coy. Finn McDaniel lurking. Pickering stretching the defense by getting it to Ibrahim. Fami, some step overs. Lost the angle. And Semblante knew what he was doing there. He read that. Finn McDaniel. Anderson, the header. It's still in the goalkeeper box though. But it goes to Koichi Belgira. Takatoku. Belgira. Filipino-Japanese. See Doug Schaffner. Well, the shot from Ibrahim was mishit. He wants that back. That's for sure. The game, or it would have been 2-1 if he got to convert a quality effort like that, or a quality chance. Quality chance, but he couldn't put it away. That's why you could see his frustration right there. This one bouncing around and is secured at the feet of Sendra, the Argentinian. Takatoku. Back to Ricky. Back to Placito. They will recycle, or they'll get the backline involved. But they couldn't find Ricky Sendra there. It was overplayed to Semblante. We're almost halfway through stoppage time right here. Kurt Dizon. Pinto. Andrade. But loses it. That's gotta hurt. The fans of Loyola said he was open, and we're telling them to play it out wide to Jemar Andrade. Placito plays it long. You could sense that was the intention right before he launched it. Burnett got it back from Pinto. The two combining. That's got to be a fake, and he executed it. Now wide to Andrade. He launched the early cross and easily secured by Placito. And a foul there. Sendra was decked by Andrade. He wants to play it quickly because time is running out in the first half. Kokinarita and Finn McDaniel are the goal scorers so far for their respective teams. Morimoto, he's got a man on him. Takatoku got it to Ibrahim. Finn McDaniel knocking it to Pickering. A bit of the push, and that's why there's the foul against Tobias. He gets a warning here from our referee and is told to relax. Tobias bringing the enforcer duties. Pushing out the attacking player to the side. But it's a chance for Finn McDaniel to send this cross in. Here's the signal from our referee. Headed and got to slip past. It is Ricky Sendra. Sendra just opened the business day right here late in the first half. And just like that, it's Laguna who get to slip in a goal right before the halftime mark. Let's take a look at that again. Finn McDaniel, another quality delivery. And Ricky Sendra did not get much power. But Semblante seemed to be flat-footed, but it's not Sendra we are hearing. It's an own goal against Loyola. You still got to give credit there to the efforts of the attacking players. And just like that, Stallion Laguna with a 2-1 lead at the break. Back here at the Binyan Football Stadium for your action between Loyola FC and Stallion Laguna in your 2024-2025 Philippines Football League season. We'll take you through the highlights in a bit. And we are actually confirming with our referees when it comes to the second goal scorer of Laguna. And here's a look at the highlights. First, both teams have had their fair share of dangerous opportunities. Safe to say they've been able to pounce because both teams have been able to score goals right here in this game already. But it's Laguna. They slipped one past Loyola FC right before the halftime break. One of the last kicks, actually. Here's a look at the first goal. Finn McDaniel was assisted by Robert Coy. That made it 1-0 at the moment. Doug Schaffner got busy in his two-way effort as that wing-back. He's really thrived in that role here for Laguna. But here we see Stallion mishandled the ball. And as a result, Koki Narita got to drill it past goalkeeper Roberto Llamas. 1-1 at that point. And it's just the goals that made these teams get re-energized or get energized in this game. As here was a close one. But Laguna just got to escape. Here was Finn McDaniel. The flag was down here. But there was a spectacular stop by Jesse Semblante. Well, here's the shot taken. It deflected off of Placito, but it lost its power, or did not have enough power. Hence, Llamas secured despite of the deflection. Both keepers have been busy in this game, but it's been Jesse Semblante who's been the busier keeper. As here was a chance that Fami Ibrahim just mishit. He'll definitely replay that and he'll want that back. Now here is Finn McDaniel. He's the one who made the service. But from what we saw earlier with our live pictures, it came off of Ricky Sendra. Was it off of Ricky Sendra or was it an own goal? But actually, the decision is all up to our referees. It actually may be a goal for Finn McDaniel when we look at it. There is some confusion also with our staff down on the ground because our production team has a radio actually to confirm any goal scorers. Now let's hold on here. Referees have to expect the two goals. Just ensuring that there are no holes in the nets. And Mark Hartman and Jesus Del Mundo checked into the game. One player who was subbed off is Charles Pickering. Let's also try to check who's the other player subbed. It's not Doug Schaffner with Del Mundo appearing to play wing back now. Schaffner has moved to center mid. But Hartman will add stability to the midfield here of Stallion. But it's Loyola in blue, Stallion Laguna in white. So glad you could join us again this afternoon for your action at the Binyan Football Stadium. This is Claro Manzano, your commentator for this day. And with the sun starting to set, there is that glare. And who's playing against the sun? It is Loyola, actually. All part of the game, as we say. As Finn got to shoot, the Semblante saw it was off target, but that bounced in front of the goal mouth. Anderson sending it long. Just chested by Placito. Doug Schaffner was just too fast there. Not often you say players too fast.
Player number 7, Ibrahim.
So Fami Ibrahim was the other player subbed off along with Charles Pickering. As Mark Hartman and Jesus Del Mundo were put in. Del Mundo, as we saw on his online profile, is actually Mexican Filipino. But he's listed as a foreigner here. So you could assume he does not have his passport or does not have his passport yet. Sendra The intention was there, but he wasn't on the same page, it seems. It's Stallion still piling up the pressure. Del Mundo making that impact. Finn got it to Mark, dribbling through. Morimoto got to recover. I spoke too soon because it's with Sendra. But Semblante saving it. It was in a slightly advanced position. Chaos inside the box. And Finn McDaniel takes it, but just over the bar. So we can confirm that goal indeed is Finn McDaniel's. We're talking about that second goal earlier, so it's now a brace for Finn McDaniel. So as Finn whipped in that cross, it did not come off of Ricky Sendra. And from what we saw earlier in the highlights, it was slightly off a Loyola defender. But in instances like that, that does not automatically mean it's an own goal to a defender. It just grazed off a Loyola player, but enough to credit that goal for Finn McDaniel, given he directed the ball or directed an in-swinger. Robert Quay gave it over to Ricky Senja, and he did not chase it because he was in an offside position. Initially, we thought it was a goal for Ricky Senja earlier to make it 2-1. But after clarifying with the referees, it's a goal for Finn McDaniel. I beg your pardon, because things keep changing here with the goal scorer, because we're checking with the LOC and the referees. So we'll have to scratch what we mentioned earlier. We are just relaying the info that we got from the ground. And our apologies for the confusion. It is a goal for Ricky Sendra. There you go. So it's not a brace for Finn McDaniel. It's a goal for Ricky Sendra. Well, one thing's for sure. That is a goal for Ricky Sendra. It's an assist for Finn McDaniel. So he has an assist and a goal right now. Anderson. But performance-wise, this is an improvement for Loyola if you compare things to their game last Wednesday. Well, here was a tough collision between Placito and Morimoto. A Placito, as we know, a freight train. Contact while they're trying to do over the ball. Morimoto got his body in the line. Well, of course, with Morimoto doing that, he wanted to win that with all his might. But it will be Placito. He'll be carrying things on. Schaffner. Del Mundo. Takatoku. Quick change in direction. Ricky Sendra gets it in the midfield. Well, it's intercepted, but let's check. The flag was up. It seemed like that was an offside call against Loyola, but because Jesse Semblante got to secure possession for Loyola, play can just carry on. But as we say that, Loyola's bid to get forward was no good. And it's with Stallion now. Robert Quay taking on two. Shifting. But there was the stop. Vitualia appeared to do enough there. As we talk about appearing to do enough, I was going to say that Koki Narita was doing well already in the left wing. But unlucky there for him. He sends his apologies. Well, we did see that Matt Nieras was holding on with that or delaying that throw in because Robert Quay, his teammate, appears to be shaken up. So Laguna down to 10 players temporarily. Burnett was stopped by the midfield. Hartman. Quality ball. That's the Mark Hartman standard. Sea-Dog Schaffner. The curl from McDaniel, but gets denied again here. And as it's played long, too long perhaps, Semblante will have to make some adjustments to that. He has to factor in now that the wind is going there, or the wind favors him. So the wind blowing from right to left in the perspective of the broadcast camera. And Stallion playing left to right, so they are playing against the wind. Ascendra gives the cross over the other side, but it's Semblante again. Well, you gotta applaud that connection. Del Mundo did get to receive that ball and control it well. Got it on target at the bottom corner. But it's played quickly here by Laguna. Sea-Dog Schaffner hit it wide. The cross off of Anderson. Del Mundo versus Morimoto. Sea-Dog Schaffner to chase. Kurt Dizon trying to play it. But Placito trying to keep things tight now, of course. After all, this lead is not safe. Sea-Dog Schaffner. Hartman. It's Finn McDaniel now. Got to back bodies a bit with Vetualia. And Vetualia did just enough to get the stop. Loyola's getting stops on defense, but they need to tighten up in the midfield and in the attack if they want to get back into this game. Vetualia, slowly but surely. Pinto called for it. Gave it back. Pinto did want it back though. Jemar Andrade got dispossessed. Pinto wanted it back again. But Burnett's bringing it up now. Nieras, half cleared only. Dizon. And got to secure. As they knock it out wide. It's an error right there from Tobias. It seems Matt Nieras was having a conversation there with Bilgira. They're just trying to tune or fine-tune things. Is that the conversation with Bilgira? Or is it because Finn McDaniel was down at that point in time? Well, but we did see something similar earlier. Let's recall with Robert Quay. And the fans coming out not just because of this Titanic clash or with this anticipated matchup between Laguna and mid-table Loyola. But there is that matchup later between Davao and Manila Digger. Davao as of late have been on a roll. Same goes for Manila Digger. We'll talk about that, of course, later on, because we'll be focusing on this game. And here's a change. Robert Quay stepped off for David Yeboah. Let's see where David Yeboah will be deployed. Yeboah, as we know, a defender or a fullback. Quay, last time we checked, would be deployed in that back three or the defense. Finn McDaniel on the side, but we are expecting him to be A-OK. And that he will resume and re-enter the game. And from the looks of it, Kuichi Belgira is up in the midfield. David Yeboah, Matt Nieras, and A. Placito are now the members of that back three. First touches of the game for Yeboah. Belgira. It was read by Andrade. Philip Anderson gets it quickly to Pinto. Now it's about linking up here. Pinto to Andes. Yeboah got the stop. Got it over to Ricky Sendra. So Sendra again. The goal scorer for that second goal of Laguna, as we confirmed that earlier, despite of that confusion. Our apologies for that. But this one is out. Vetualia mishit that. Only 13 minutes done and dusted in the second half. And Loyola is getting forward, but in tentative fashion. Koichi. Pinto forcing him out. What's the call? It is going to go the way of Stallion, the team in white. And as it's won by Vetualia, went out.
Substitution.
Taken down the line.
Laguna
Takatoku.
FC. Player number 73.
Placito.
Ryan Robert.
But just gifted it to Kurt Dizon. Koki Narita. It hit Takatoku, his compatriot.
Yeboah David.
Del Mundo to Schaffner. Sea Dog. The switch was no good. The switch or the cross. Yeboah gets it to Koichi. A player down for Loyola. Takatoku. Hartman over to Sendra. They still carry on. Sendra the cross. Sea Dog thought about it. Pulls back. Takatoku. And Anderson couldn't reach it, but it was easily secured by the feet, by Semblante with his feet. There is a look at John Vetualia, who is down. We are expecting that Vetualia as the player will be subbed off because Christian Peñalosa is over at the fourth official table along with Francis Tacardon. We are expecting that double sub for Coach Roxy and Loyola. That sub will be made official once the players step onto the pitch. Right before players step onto the pitch, they are actually allowed to make last-minute changes or pull out that sub at the last minute, if ever that is for tactical reasons in particular. Now here's a look at that one. A replay again at some of the attacking spells of Laguna in particular. Loyola's been getting up also, but it's been quite lackluster. And because of that, it's still 2-1. Finn McDaniel and Ricky Sendra, the goal scorer so far for Laguna. And Koki Narita is the goal scorer for Loyola at the moment. So Andrade is being subbed off. And it is not Vitualia being subbed off. He'll take that as a good sign also that he can resume. So the players stepping off are Kurt Dizon, as he gives the captain's armband to Pinto. Dizon just taking a sweet time here to step off the pitch. As we mentioned, Vitualia is back in the game. But it's Kurt Dizon, one of the players who stepped off right here for Loyola. Tough day for Kurt, the captain. Pinto, this is looking dangerous. Tacardono's making a run inside also. Peñalosa. Pinto. Cleared off. So, as we mentioned, Jemar Andrade was the other player subbed off along with Kurt Dizon. And Francis Tacardon and Christian Peñalosa, standouts from the UAAP level. That's the university or college ranks are in the game. They did show some promise as they were linking up with Anderson Pinto earlier down the left. Now here comes Burnett. Got past one. Well, there was Sea Dog Schaffner hustling to keep it in as we initially thought, but it was outside already. It'll be a throw-in for the team in blue over at the other side. Later again, the Davao Aguilas in Manila Digger will square off at 7 p.m. our main event.
Loyola FC.
And Pinto, could he execute that cross? You could say it worked out because Tacardon used his speed to beat Sendra as he took this from distance and challenged Roberto Llamas. What an effort from Tacardon.
Player number 19, Kurt Jordan Dizon.
The Tacardon household has to be happy,
Player number 15,
given that the younger brothers of Francis, who play for Claret School in the high school level, did bag a win yesterday. So it's at the feet now of Llamas. They're in the lead. They look to waste time. We say that for every team in the lead. Or we say that, of course, whenever a team is in the lead. Whoever holds the advantage would opt to take time away from the clock. As here comes Sea Dog Schaffner. Had to retreat. Takatoku over to Hartman. But it is stopped by Vitualia. David Yabua to resume with this throw-in. Belgira playing in a slightly advanced position now. Hartman. Almost got to execute that, but Tobias got in the way and stopped that, or did enough to impede the ball. Sea Dog Schaffner under pressure from Morimoto. But here's a foul against Loyola FC. There's a replay of what went on. My apologies also. I may have mentioned that Morimoto is Japanese, as is the case for a great number of foreign players on the pitch. But he is Guamanian. Cleared out of the danger area. Antes to chase. But it was already outside Yeboah will just take his time so that his teammates could reorganize. It is off of Vetualia. Now with Anderson, their center back. Ricky Sendra. Slid it to Takatoku. Sea Dog. Loose there. But it was gifted to Finn McDaniel. Ricky Sendra. He'll look to facilitate. Belgira. He's playing on the wing. That's a position Belgira's capable of playing also. Anderson trying to get it to Burnett. Del Mundo wanted to win for Stallion, but it will still stay right here with Loyola. This long ball was played loose, or this ball forward was played loose. That's why Placito got to secure. Takatoko to Nieras. Placito returns it to Takatoku. Koichi Belgira, well timed. He was trying to connect in the middle. Del Mundo got it to Sea Dog. Schaffner. Wide to Del Mundo. Del Mundo tried to make a run for it, but his first step was stopped by Morimoto. Burnett. Placito over to Takatoku. Sendra, Schaffner, McDaniel. Fin the cross. And it was chested by Vetualia over to Semblante. Played it off quickly. Matacardon almost got it, but Ricky Sendra was right there. Koichi. Slithering through. In the middle. Wanted to get it to Finn. Hartman the shot. That appeared to come off a defender. And Semblante got it. Pinto. Plenty of space. Yeboah eventually tracked down. Takardon. Got to slip past. Fake the defense. And it is 2-2 just like that. What a spell. Rico Andes scoring. And Takardon just made everyone think that he was getting it to Pinto. And got to sneak it in to connect with Rico Andes. We've mentioned also Andes, the team's leading scorer, once a top player in the Golden Boot race. Or once one of the top players. That's goal number 8 for him now. 2-2. Just like that. And it's on to our first cooling break in this second half. What a game it's been. A cooling break again. It's that final break, you could say. Coaches will look to make adjustments and finish this game strong. A lot hangs in the balance here. We say that because Stallion Laguna is currently at 4th place. The top 4 teams will make it to the final series. We were also told by Mr. Dennis Lucindo that there will be a trophy also for the top team after this double round robin where teams get to play each other twice. But that was a crucial goal from Rico Andes right when they needed one. And the last time that Rico Andes scored was in January 26. So Rico Andes was actually scoreless for almost 2 months right before that. We could see there's a change made because Otoyemi is now in the game. Perhaps that change is made in the cooling break. But momentum the way of Loyola now.
Substitution for Stallion, Laguna FC. Player number 29, Ricardo Ivan Cetra, replaced by
So Ricky Sendra was subbed by Otoyemi. It's Belgira. And with the changes, it seems Belgira now central. Sidog Schaffner back to playing wingback. And the changes as of late for Loyola more like for like. A substitution coming in, and he'll fill into that spot that was vacated by the player subbed off. There's a triple sub waiting in the wings for Loyola, the team in blue. Stallion Laguna, the team in all white. The goal scorers so far, Finn McDaniel and Ricky Sendra for Stallion. Koki Narita and Rico Andes are the goal scorers for Loyola. Here comes Pinto. He wanted to cross it, but Yeboah got his body in the way. It's a corner kick here. They may be keen on playing it here to Pinto because he has gone. And Pinto said, "Hindi mo na." Maybe not. Dito na lang daw ako sa goalkeeper box. Francis, the right-footed delivery. Narita to chase, but it seems out already. That is the case and confirmed. But another roll of the dice right here for Loyola FC. Just like that. Vitualia will be subbed off. So Sudo, Vasquez, and Ariola are entering. And the players stepping off. There is Morimoto, Vitualia, and Burnett, last but not the least. There you go. Ariola and Vasquez are actually defenders. And Sudo is listed as a forward.
replaced by player number 7, Kazuha Sudo.
Let's remember that Kazuha Sudo actually assisted the lone goal of Loyola and that lost to 1 Taguig. Sudo assisted Koki Narita. Koki Narita scored again here also. Back-to-back games where Narita was able to score. Where will the offense come from when we talk about the two teams? Rico Andes, thanks to his goal earlier, just pushed his tally in this season to 8. Finn McDaniel now has 10 thanks to his goal earlier. Takatoku. Sidog Schaffner running inside, but here was the stop, the hustle from Loyola's defense, but it's offside. Anderson had to release because of the pressure. Sidog over to Hartman. Hartman getting through. Gives it wide to Del Mundo. Otoyemi. Takatoku was not on the same page. Here's Placito. He'll keep this possession for them. Trying to play Finn. Anderson read that. There's a high boot, a collision. And it is a yellow against Peñalosa. That's the reason why. As there is Takatoku, who was hit hard. Let's take a closer look. So he tried to chip this one. It happened a bit after this. And there you go. And a dangerous or promising opportunity for Stallion. With Mark Hartman in, he'll be taking this one. There was a free kick also earlier in the first half for Finn McDaniel, as the player stood up to the plate. And we were saying that because with McDaniel, he does have that ability to blast the ball from distance, or what we've renamed to Finn McDaniel range. But first, it's Mark Hartman. He's a wizard. But not in this instance. It's just over the bar. Rico Andes to chase. He just let this one go out rather than give possession to Abe Placito in open play. Nieras. After of Del Mundo. Anderson. Yeboah. Peñalosa got it to Pinto. And it's secured by Nieras. Otoyemi got dispossessed by Francis. Takatoku. The ambitious slide. And a yellow right here. That's given to Yuki. Let's review that spell. Takardon did good to win it. And in that process was overambitious in trying to beat Francis Takardon. It's number 21 who got the yellow. But let's remember, Christian Peñalosa got a yellow also earlier. Oh, sorry, just to finish that thought earlier. Number 21, Yuki Takatoku, who did get that booking. Hence, Christian Peñalosa will bring this ball forward. But it's no problem for Roberto Llamas. And Peñalosa getting it. That's fresh legs versus fresh legs. Finn McDaniel couldn't get it though. Maki Tobias was there. Sea-Dog to Koichi. Del Mundo was down though. And Yeras will let it out again. We've seen a number of instances where the ball had to be put out of play. We have to be concerned because Del Mundo did get an issue also with his shin a number of weeks back. That may be the recurring issue, worst case. You could see the frustration from Jesus. Here is the replay. Is that ball to the other side? Del Mundo was chasing it. I think he got hit there. I think Eugene Ariola hit Del Mundo while he was trying to go for the ball also. No ill intentions. But with Laguna chasing the game, they are, or it seems that they are going to put in Stefan Schrock in a bit. Is he going to be the game changer for Coach Ernie? And Coach Roxy did put in a great number of players already, and that paid great dividends. Kazuha Sudo, Francis Takardon, Eugene Ariola, Aaron Vasquez, Christian Peñalosa were inserted off the bench. It's been that team effort. Fair play there, Francis Takardon, with that throw in to return it to Matt Nieras. And this might be the second time we've mentioned this. It seems strange seeing Matt Nieras play against players he'd he'd cover as a UAP commentator. When Francis Tacardon playing for UP, Matt Nieras was an analyst as this ball was into the box. It appeared to be a little awkward, but Semblante secured. But so far, Del Mundo will re-enter the game. No, with Francis Tacardon no longer playing in the UAAP. He is in the pro ranks. I believe we raised that point earlier or weeks back when Matt Nieras and Stallion played against the youth national team. He'd play against players he'd cover as a commentator also. You see the armband is loose again of Anderson Pinto as Loyola played his ball out. That armband needs to be changed. That was the captain's armband was also getting loose when Kurt Dizon was wearing it. There's the header from Eugene Ariola. But they're storming through now. Kazuo Hasuro blowing by one. Almost made it two. As Otoyemi desperately poked it away. And here's a change. It's still Stefan Schrock entering, but it is for Koichi Belgira. Schrocky has about 8 minutes in change to make a difference. What a stacked lineup here. Who says they get to bring Stefan Schrock off the bench? Koichi Belgira did put in a shift, but it's still 2-all. It's whipped in. Llamas punched it away. Schaffner secured. He's up against Peñalosa. It's actually Christian versus Christian. But it's a little more simple as Christian Sea-Dog Schaffner. Let's say to call him Sea-Dog. Here comes Finn McDaniel. Space to operate. Finn steps on the brakes. And stopped though by Eugene. We thought it was poked to the side already, but Sea-Dog hustled to keep it in. Plays it back. Hartman wanted to get it to Kuya Shiraki, but just sent it towards Semblante. Desperation time now when it comes to offense for the two teams. Nieras got it, but Andes had the quicker step, and that's why it's with Pinto. Otoyemi read it. How often does Pinto make a mistake like that? Del Mundo played it off the shin of Pinto, but Pinto felt that was still in. Let's update our standings also. Should this, or how will the table look if this result will stick? Let's recall that Cebu and Maharlika will also play over at the Dynamic Herb Borromeo Sports Complex, or the Dynamic Herb Sports Stadium, which is located in that complex. Well, this draw will not do any favors to the teams here. It's late in the season. They need to bag results already, especially if you're Loyola. You're outside the top four. But if Stallion only bag a draw, and if Cebu win earlier, both teams will be tied on points for fourth place. Goal difference going the way of Laguna though. They're at plus 15 compared to the plus 11 of Cebu. That's still too close for comfort. Otoyemi to Del Mundo, trying to chase. But it is outside. It will go the way of Loyola. Gotta credit the character of Loyola here because they had to fight back twice to get back on level terms. It's Stallion who led twice. As Anderson hit the floor. Peñalosa hits it wide. Too high and too wide in that instance. He couldn't get it to Koki Narita, who is one of the goal scorers again for Loyola in this afternoon. The other goal scorer is Rico Andes. He's the man who made it 2-all off the Francis Tacardon assist. Finn McDaniel made it 1-0 earlier off the Robert Cuey assist. Ricky Senja actually made it 2-1 off the Finn McDaniel assist that time around. Koki now playing wide. Off of Placito. Here comes Otoyemi driving traffic. Options ahead, left and right. Hartman taking on Peñalosa and Tobias. Mark. Nieras. Esposito staying back now. They're getting numbers forward. It's a foot race now. Yeboah got back and got to poke it away from Koki. Tuckered on to Eugene. UP to FEU. Over to DLSU. And to their captain. Phil McDaniel to Del Mundo. Hartman. Both teams have 3 minutes and stoppage time to find something to take the lead as it's offside here against Stallion. Both teams desperate for that go-ahead as it was played to no avail from Peñalosa. You could feel that sense of urgency. Coach Ernie making some changes here and there. Otoyemi. Mark Hartman. But it's a foul here against Tobias. He was over-aggressive while trying to dispossess Mark Hartman. Tobias, being the younger player, was trying to use his speed and aggression. Over to the left, Sea-Dog Schaffner. Poked away, but it's a corner kick. Laguna will look to utilize this. Less than 1 minute remaining until additional time. Bodies inside the box. Shraki makes a run for the near post. But that corner went straight to the gloves of Semblante. Not straight, but it did take a number of bounces underneath his legs. And trying to play it long. Takatoku got the first and second touch. Otoyemi. He's been trying to make that impact as that sub, especially with fresh legs. Spectacular there from Sudo. Takatoku. Hartman. Let's remember, he also came in as a sub in this game. Sea-Dog Schaffner on the left. Looking for friendlies. 6 minutes of additional time as Samuel Mendoza, our fourth official, confirmed. Still with Sea-Dog. But no angle. It just went to Semblante. What a game he's had here. And we say that despite of them conceding 2 goals, but he's been the busier keeper by just a bit. Roberto Llamas has had to put in the work too.
Additional play time, 6 minutes.
This one was played long. Placito secured it. Yeboah. There's Aaron Vasquez, who was busy earlier trying to stop Sea-Dog Schaffner. Just like that. Takatoku. What is with Pinto? Anderson got it to Francis. He's added that extra dimension to his game also. It's been that game of subs. Koki. Nieras. The shot taken. It was off a defender. Loyola saying that's a handball. Well, Laguna just escaping by the skin of their teeth. And it's at the half line real quick. Del Mundo to Hartman. Let's remember, Sea-Dog Schaffner started his game, but he still has that energy. I'd like to think he could still play another 90 after this. Del Mundo took a fall. This was outside of the box from what we saw. And it is against Eugene Ariola. There's a bit of that frustration here for Loyola. They wanted a penalty in their attacking end. And then they gave up this foul, which is just outside of the goalkeeper box. Pretty much at that corner. A chance to cross this in. It'll be Finn McDaniel. He has a goal and an assist so far. But either team will take offense from anybody at this point in time. 2 minutes done and dusted out of the 6 allocated. Finn goes for the back post. And that header from Mr. Incredible was denied by Semblante. Del Mundo was impeding the path also of the goalkeeper of Loyola. And gets a warning. Gotta credit the defense. And Jesse Semblante, well, we did also earlier. Takatoku. Shiraki returned it. Out wide to Schaffner. Sea Dog versus Vasquez. Shiraki sends it to the middle. Anderson. Pinto. Yeboah did get to beat Andes. Otoyemi hit it wide to Koki though. Nieras. There was the shove or the bump. It seemed to be legal. Otoyemi, there was a collision. Loyola fans wanted the whistle. Loose from Mariola. Del Mundo. But it was poked towards Semblante. Tacardon. Fans cheering him on. Peñalosa gave it back. Francis to Anderson. And it runs out here or outside for Rico and Des. But this is that confidence of Loyola. This was something they were lacking in the beginning of this game. They were so close. Rico almost got it though. But at that point in time, he was already forward and couldn't get his body in front of the ball. And it's more of his foot that was trying to reach out for it. And as Jesse Semblante is down, it will take some time off the clock. Jesse Semblante has truly had to put in the work in this game. Let's take a look at that again. This was a close one. Rico and this possibly steps away from getting that game winner or getting a chance to put up that shot. Let's remember this. Fin to Placito. We've seen at least 2 of those in this game. But Jesse Semblante has been in fine form this season overall, you could say. Some valleys also, or some dips in performance. But that's all part of sport. Peñalosa wide to Tacardon. Offside is the call from our linesman on the other side. Anderson Pinto, livid. Interesting here. Placito is the player who got the number he dialed. Yeboah. Anderson, the defensive header. Peñalosa couldn't get it to Tacardon. Because here's Otoyemi. Wide to Del Mundo. Pinto a chance to drive traffic. Yeboah will just hit the Jets. Tacardon. That was a foul against Francis. He sent his apologies. He was definitely going for the ball. No ill intent. We are nearing the 6th minute. It's with Guya Shraki. Some of these players, of course, those who just came from the college ranks, for sure got to watch Stefan Schrock going up as Del Mundo gave it to him. Del Mundo from Shraki. It's not a problem. Finn McDaniel! But it's offside here according to the linesman. He's livid. We'll try to get that on replay. Here was Shraki. And Del Mundo took this. Let us know what you think. But as we say that, there was that spell for Loyola forward, unsuccessful. Hartman. Try to get it to Finn. Anderson. It's Del Mundo. He has space though. Jesus. With the defense back to do its job. Otoyemi. Both teams desperate for a go-ahead, but it's Laguna with possession. Ariola did the job with his positioning. It's a throw into Stallion. We are unsure if they have any long throwers. We'll take this the good old-fashioned way. Andes almost got it. Otoyemi. Placito. Pinto gets it now. They'll try to pounce in transition. Andes, he's got Naret on the other side. Yeboah skies this. And this is out for a Loyola throw in. And that is eventually the full-time whistle right here. You have to feel for both teams. There's some breaks of the game, of course, that didn't go their way. And what a performance. Well, Finn McDaniel not happy. That goal was flagged offside. Confirmation of our score. There you go. Still, or it ended 2-1 as we say, or as we saw earlier. There was a good 20 minutes wherein both teams were chasing that potential go-ahead, but it's level here. They'll share the spoils. Koki Narita and Rico Andes, the goal scorers for Loyola. They have to come back twice. And Finn McDaniel did draw first blood. Ricky Sendra made it 2-1 right before the halftime break, let's remember. And there you go, it's level terms. Both teams got it, but Anderson Pinto is our man of the match here. He helped Loyola start their engines. But despite of things still looking rough for Loyola FC, Pinto put in a performance. But our next match, don't you forget, we're only halfway through the match day. Manila Digger and Davao Aguilas will square off at 7 p.m. Now we will sign off from this one. A big thank you for joining us right here for your curtain raiser on this Philippines Football League Sunday. This is Clara Manzano, your commentator for this match. And don't you forget, we'll see you in the next game. But it ends 2-2 between Loyola FC and Stallion Laguna.